In the beginning of this film, we are introduced to two sisters, those who were working for a new church, Sister Paxton and Sister Barnes. They had to bring new members for the church. The people who accepted their offer were going to go to their house and give them an invitation to the church. On the way, these two sisters meet some girls who bully Sister Paxton, and Sister Paxton starts crying in pain, which tells us that she is very innocent and very kind-hearted. Seeing this, Sister Barnes tells her that you have to strengthen yourself. Nothing will happen by crying like this in life. Anyway, while talking, they had reached their destination. On the way, it started raining and they were both drenched. These people had come to Reed's house. He had to ask them some questions about religion. Reed calls them inside the house, but Barnes says, "No, we can't come inside. There is a rule in our church that if there is no lady in the house, then we don't go inside the house." Then Reed said, "I have a wife and she is making blueberry pies in the kitchen." They also smelled blueberries from the house. So agreeing with him, they both went inside the house. They parked their cycles outside. After reaching home, they took off their wet coat, gave it to Reed, and sat there. Reed told them that his wife would come to meet in a while. Don't worry. Here Reed asks them about their old life. We also know that they both grew up in the church. Reed asks them, "Do you believe in God?" They both said yes. He now shows them the Book of Mormon, which was written by Joseph Smith. According to him, he did not believe in any religion before, but when he was in trouble, an angel came to help him. After that, he believed in religion and God. Reed asks them, "Do you think Joseph Smith's words are true?" To which they both say, "Yes, this is absolutely true. God is also a part of this world." He now asks another question. "Do you believe in another life after death?" To which they both said yes. Sister Paxton says, "When I die, I will sit on the fingers of my loved ones like a butterfly, and I will tell them that I am with them even after death." Then he asks them, "Is it okay for a man to marry more?" Paxton immediately says, "It is not okay in my opinion." Then he asks her why your church members follow this rule. Then Sister Barnes says, "Yes, it is like that. But it is because our church members want to increase their membership, and the more members of a family, the more church members will grow. That's why they kept this rule." On which the man said, "No, it was not like that. I tell you, Joseph married more for his entertainment." And following him, these people started getting married more, and gave the name of religion to all of them. Hearing this, both sisters were very surprised. This man had more knowledge than them. Then he told them that I had read a lot of religions, and my conclusion so far is that the more you read about religion, the more you will feel that you know less about it. After this, he gets up and goes to the room from the lounge, and says that if you want to meet my wife, then come inside. These people were feeling something was wrong. It was completely dark inside. Here, as soon as Paxton turned the candle, it was a blueberry fragrance candle. And with this, these people found out that the man was lying. His wife was not at his house, and no blueberry pie was being made there. After feeling something was wrong, these people pretended to call the church. But this man was not an amateur player. He tells them that the walls of his house are made of metal, because of which no signal comes inside, and the sounds here also do not go out. When they realized that they were trapped here, then Sister Barnes said that we should talk to that man. Maybe he will let us go from here. These people went ahead and followed him to a room. This room was made exactly like a church. As soon as they came, they told that man that we have to go to the church. Please let us go. Reed replied that I did not imprison you here. The front door will open in the morning, because there is a timer on it. If you want, you can use both the back doors to get out of here. They were surprised by who set a timer on the door. Anyway, as soon as he opened the door to go out, that was going out of the basement. They did not feel better about going, and when they opened the second door, it was also going out of the basement, and now they felt that this man had deliberately trapped them here. The scene is cut, and we are shown to the father, who was very worried that the sisters had not returned yet, and they go out to find them. Now they did not ask him to go out, because they knew that this man would not let them go out of here. That man normally starts talking to them, and shows them a game called Monopoly, and shows them other games like Patron, which had the same way of playing, but their names were changed. Here Barnes was shown a letter opener, which she picked up and hid with her to use in difficult times. Now this man started talking and said, "Look, all these games are the same. The way they play is also the same. Still, people buy them and play with great joy." After this, he puts the holy books of 3 religions on the table in front of him, and he tells them that I have read these 3. The same things are written in these 3, which meant that only one religion is right, and the other religions have copied the previous religion. He also tells them that your church is also fake. I don't know who has copied whom. Listening to him, Sister Barnes puts her hand in her coat. There were no keys to her cycle in her coat, which was jingling in Paxton's pocket. They realized that this man had trapped them with a plan there. He must have done something to their bikes as well. That's why Paxton has the keys now. After understanding his trap and listening to his lecture, she tells him, "Whatever you say, even after your lecture, I still believe in my God and religion." Hearing her, Reed writes belief and disbelief in 2 doors there, and tell them if you believe in God, then go from the door of belief. I will also see whether God will show you the right path or not. Now, believing God, they go from the door of disbelief it was too dark there. They turned on the mobile light and they saw a table and chair, and also a window far away that was sealed with wood. They tried to break the seal with a chair, but they couldn't break more than one wood. Sister Barnes gives the letter opener to Paxton, which she took from the man's room. She tells Paxton that I will engage this man in my words. When I say some special verses, attack that man immediately. After that, we'll escape from here. While they were discussing this, a woman wrapped in a shawl sat near them. She had a poison pie in her hands. She sits down and starts reading some verses. Reed's voice tells them that this woman is a prophet, and she will die after eating the poisonous pie. After that, this woman will tell you what she saw in the afterlife. It was an unbelievable thing, but they really stayed there. Sister Barnes saw that Reed had made a model of his house. He was keeping the girls wherever he wanted in the model, as if the girls were his puppets. When he was busy with his work, she tried to go from the other door of disbelief so that she could leave, but she saw that both doors were passing from the same basement. Coming to the door in disbelief, she saw a matchstick from which she could light up the fire. When she tried to take it, she could not get it, so she immediately went to her own door. Coming here, she saw the woman whom he called a prophet die after eating the poisonous pie. As soon as she died, Reeds asked them to check her beat and pulse if she died. When they checked, the women died. After that, Reed tells them that now this woman will wake up and will tell you what she saw in the afterworld. He was talking about it, and their doorbell rang. Both of them know that the father must have come to find them. But Reed lied that there is no one in my house right now. As there were no bicycles there, the father went after believing his words. On the other side, they brought the matchstick from Reed's room, which they have. They wanted to give a signal by the matchstick to the father that they're trapped here. But the father went from there before this. Meanwhile, the woman restores her life, whom they called a prophet. As soon as she was alive, she told them that she saw a cloud after her death that was not heaven. That is not real either. By saying this, Reed came there and took her. Barnes was not ready to believe all this. She asked Reed how he did this. She died and I checked on this. Barnes was completely confused there. Maybe it was her near-death experience. Because I had a near-death experience in my childhood. When I was about to die, I hallucinated these things. Then God gave me a new life. Saying this, Sister Barnes was distracting Reed. While talking, she said a magical verse. It was the time when Paxton had to attack Reed. Before Paxton could kill him, Reed took a knife and stabbed Sister Barnes's neck. Saying this, Paxton gets worried. She said what you did, and Real said that this girl is not real. She is a simulation. After killing her, he takes a chip from her injured hand and tells her this is her chip. And Paxton says, this is not a chip but an implantation for birth control. And I know how you did this all. The woman whom you told was a prophet died actually, but the first dead and the other woman were changed. I noticed that their methods were also changed. It was done when we went upstairs to take the matchsticks. It was all your controlled plan. I know there is a pit in the basement in which the woman must be dead. Reed begins to laugh and says, how will you prove this all? Paxton says that I will find that secret passage. He begins to laugh and says that there is no secret passage. Hearing this, Paxton again goes to the basement to find the secret passage. And she got it. Surprisingly, her theory was right. The dead body of the woman was there in the basement. She returned and told Reed, I said this was all your controlled plan. Hearing her, Reed, instead of being upset, was happy. Actually, Reed wanted Paxton to understand all of this and what he did. Now she knows about all the rooms. There was a room where her cycle lock was used. She used her cycle key to open it. There were many women inside who were imprisoned. Reed came to her and asked, did you get which one is the real religion? In response, she begins to tell a long story. There is a pain in her voice. She began to speak and said that it was all planned. You have started planning since we're here. You took our coats from our hands and took the keys of our cycles. You kept our cycles inside and started doing whatever you wanted. This was all in your control. It means you wanted to prove that the real religion is controlled. According to you, the religion we follow is controlling our minds. That is not our thought but making us control through our religion. Hearing this, Reed was happy that Paxton understood everything. He said, yes, all the religions control. Something was making Paxton sad. She takes out the letter opener that Sister Barnes gave her and stabbed the man in his neck, killing him. She rushed upstairs towards the room where Reed has made the model of the house. She begins to find a way to go out after seeing it. As soon as she goes to the door, she sees that all the doors are interlinked to each other. This house is made like a maze. She roamed the house and ended up coming to the same place. She understands that she can't get out of this house. She was worried about this, and the injured Reed came to her and stabbed her body. This time Paxton was about to die, and Reed told her that if you believe in God, he will listen to us. Pray for us. It means that Reed also believes in God but was distracting people from God for some reason. Paxton prays and we see Sister Barnes come trembling here. Sister Paxton became happy to see her. She holds a piece of wood, stabs it in Reed's neck and kills him. Paxton was happy that now Reed had died and her companion was with her. But after a while, Sister Barnes died. Seeing this, Paxton was quite sad. Paxton again went upstairs and she saw the model of Reed's house and she found the window to go out of here. Finally, she opened the window and went out of there. She got free from there, and after that a butterfly came and sat on her hand. She knew that this was Sister Barnes's soul. She wanted to tell her that she would stay with her always. Seeing this, she became happy and began to believe in the afterlife. As soon as she realized this, the butterfly went missing. The movie ends there. Don't forget to subscribe before you watch the next recap, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching.